Sanaa kwa Sanaa. We'll introduce Aji.
Do you?
What it do was popping, my niggers and my niggrettes and my niggers.
What's popping?
Piga your intro bana. Kazi yetu bana.
So this is a first time kind of idea that tunafanya, an idea that ilikuwa tufanye wote as the crew. Nikisema wote, if you've watched these videos that tumefanya za our top 10 projects of 2022, though tumeifanya in 2023 close to the end of the year, ilikuwa tuzifanye na someone else, and then pia ilikuwa tuifanye na someone else mwenye hayuko hapa. But the idea, as you can see kwa the video's title, ni tuna discuss Kenyan album artwork, covers za albums na EPs za projects za last year. So ilikuwa tufanye a best of, a worst of, tukasettle on what you are reading below as the video title, and that is what tuko here ku discuss. Sijui kama ni a top 20, a top 15, a top 10, a top 5. We shall figure the way this goes once we have this conversation.
This year tunafanya lakini like worst.
Na tumetaka kufanya covers for a long time. Tumezidiscuss kwa our Sunday sessions live from 2021. And tukasema towards the end of last year execute na tuanze tuifanye. Watu haongeleangi covers, of course, only Ndami mara ngapi? How many times do you need to tell them we do this? Daylight's voice, do this. So we are here to discuss artwork. And so pia kwa comment section changia maoni yako. People don't really talk about artwork as much, but here we are kuanzisha hii conversation, at least kwa hii platform yetu na kuiendeleza. Una approach aje? How did you approach your list? Uli come up na ngapi for lineup yako?
Nili come up na this is 9.
Okay.
Yeah, nili come up na 9. My criteria nikigo through this ilikuwa 1, how memorable is it? Ara kama aina any correlation with the project, ama it doesn't say anything to do with the project just by on the first look. Can I recognize the album cover ikiwa stuck in a wall between others, like in a standout, in a stick. Alafu it also helps if the project yenye unasikiza ama the project, the album cover is of a good project, because then not only is the project good, but you have something to identify it with. So it'll go another thing. Personally, napenda simplistic, kitu minimalistic, and just that in a shout without really being all over the place. The thing that you may notice with a lot of album covers is people try and tell the whole story kwa the album cover. I think there's a project, I think unafaa kujua because we're an encyclopedia.
Kenyan?
Yeah, it's a Kenyan project.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah. The artist, I think it's a project I'm dedicated to the baby, I think. Alafu kwa like the baby bump kwa. Wasikanika ni a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just
Hiyo ni fave ya umse. Ala sima iko kwa best EP list yake.
Ilikuwa best.
Hiyo ni fave kwa. Hiyo ni
ni mabeste.
Na umse.
Wanajuana?
Maybe wanajuana, siwezi jua.
Sasa mnajuana?
Huyu nani ajui? Ni yeye.
Simjui.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Wow. Okay.
I think there was only one Kenyan project that had such a cover last year.
Yeah.
So msana watch anajua kile unasema, ashai identify, but ni Bundle of Joy. EP ya Nadia Mukami. Sophomore EP yake ina follow African Pop Star 2020.
Yeah, but then nothing against your album cover.
You
but
just
then,
you just don't like babies and mothers.
well, that's one.
Two.
Two, I think when I'm thinking about memorable album covers, manze, that's not the first thing that will come. Ama hata nikiona tu the album cover, I kind of get the idea of what the album is about. But naweza penda a bit of mystery as well. Just by looking at the album cover, I'm like, ooh, because sometimes when there's on an album cover, alafu uko like, okay, this is interesting. I'd like to see what it's all about. But now, I'm not a fan of just faces on the album cover. R&B artists.
That is a common thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huku
Manze.
huku yani msanii anataka aonekane kila mahali.
Actually cars zote angalia,
Cover,
like I think
onekane.
Okelo Max ako nayo, Liboy
Yeah.
ako nayo, I think Ethan. So like the whole face in a cover. I think
Lisa Matata,
it's R&B thing especially.
Koyo.
Yeah.
Au mention Koyo kwa nini yako?
Honorable mention.
Au kumtaja how sad.
Yeah. So I think
Kali.
Manze. Hata ndani ya cockpit 3 liko na hata scanner.
It's nani? Naongeshi. Chonjo.
Yeah. I feel like it's a very, I wouldn't say lazy approach, because maybe hiyo ndo I mean idea, hiyo ndo concept ya artist kuweka uso yake hapo, which I mean if that's you then yeah, but then in terms of a project standing out na kuwa na hiyo unaweza kuwa na face. I don't mind having the face, but then inafaa kuwa like it has to make sense, you know, not just twende tupige photo shoot, passport photo ama whatever photo hiyo alafu unaweka tu uso hapo.
It also has, I feel, to have a story.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it has to have something that will make that photo iconic.
Yes.
Because kuna some iconic pieces in the past where ni sura za watu, but they're very memorable works.
Yeah.
I think Blonde ya Frank Ocean would be one of those that nini yake, but as a project.
Kuna hii hata ya Childish Gambino. This face it sticks out.
Awaken my love. Awaken my love.
Like like just that face it sticks.
Even the
you.
colors,
yeah, like
blues and blacks.
Man, unacheki like utkai in a stick na so so there was a lot to look at. Sikuwa na any criteria, but it's just I was
I feel hiyo ni criteria enough.
Yeah,
and I think for most Kenyan musicians, sidhani artworks is something they care that much about in terms of how artistically inatai or kutafuta artistic concepts for the artwork. And also we seem and tend most of the times who go for tafuta photographer anipige,
exactly,
and then start on how we can edit and play around with that na ikuwe kwa cover.
I think also that's a key thing for me, because the way I discover music ni playlist, unaona. So I'll be scrolling up, alafu the cover, the one that captures my attention most times ni the cover. So if it's kitu crazy ama kitu like unique, I'll click on that song, unaona. So I think that's one thing what one is a consider, of course, for people who like listen to music in that way. So yeah, ilikuwa difficult to come up with 10, but
I was surprised we go that far.
Yeah, ilikuwa difficult, but I just had to appreciate effort some of the artists na kitu walifanya. So like 9876, I mean we could do away with them all together, but then I think ina make it interesting kwa na 9 projects hapo. Ulika up na ngapi?
So I had 5. So nilikuwa najaribu kuona if I am to put a top 5 of the best, what I would come up with. Initially nilikuwa ni go for 10, but niko na they can't fit. Nikasema I'll go with 5 that I would put up in terms of how zina capture essence of the project, and then how they tie to the work, and then nikawa na honorable mentions. So I had 6 honorable mentions. So nikiangalia aspect ya essence of the artwork, and then how ina capture essence ya the work and how ziko tied together.
So again, from number 9 all the way to like 6, 5, they can pass for honorable
Honorable
mentions.
mentions.
But yeah. So number 9, I think Time Machine Rasamo, in terms of like nilikuwa napenda what he did with the mirrors, alafu Time Machine, I think the mirror at different phases of his life, in each so I think ilikuwa creative. I think ilikuwa too much, but then I think Time Machine and the mirrors aspect of it, I think ilikuwa a nice touch to it. Yeah, I don't think ni anything memorable, but we're here, so it passes an honorable mention. Considering the pool we had to pick, I had to pick from, I think this it was somewhere up. Number 8 is Mbaka London, because very simple, but then I think again the pool that ilikuwa choose from ilikuwa, and it just makes sense. It's simple, like east side kuna Buru, hizi streets ina Buru, alafu east side kuna London. Yeah, it's simple in itself, not anything memorable. Would you say ni a defining project for them?
Fans wa Brooklyn Boys, fans wa drill would argue, and I'm sure iko kwa and so kwa list za watu za last year, iko kwa their top 5 projects of last year, and even top 3 hip hop projects of last year. Nowhere kwa list zangu.
Yeah.
And we reviewed the project. I understand why people would say it's defining for them, because it's their debut album, na iko na the drill songs zile fans wao wanapenda, but it's too bloated, it's too repetitive, monotonous.
Yeah, I get
So.
it. Yeah, I think here's the interesting thing about it. If this was an album I really enjoyed, I think that cover would have stood out. Because then I have something to identify the album with.
Because the story itself, they didn't deliver it through the songs.
Yeah, na ilikuwa na so much potential.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but it's their first album anyway. But they're young, bado, so I'll give them that. Number 7, Yonika. I think it feels like the album. I don't understand anything she's saying, but then like nikisikiza the album alafu niende kwa album cover, go like, okay, yeah, like ina feel like it. So nikakapo. Number 6, Therapy by Nyash, just because
you love Nyash.
Yeah. Well, any double. I do not oppose any either. Yeah, but then Nyash amekuwa na
unakumbuka cover wewe
ya Nyash
ya
Therapy.
Yeah, colorful live, alafu iko na Therapy.
Iko na anything special, it's just
yeah.
Ilikuwa plain.
Alafu hiyo
haikuwa as
no, it's just a plain cover.
alafu like your Therapy, like Chinese or whatever, blah blah blah. Yeah, but
It's just
wewe unapenda Nyash, so hiyo na stick to
I compromised, mse.
I like Nyash.
I compromised.
Do not clip this. Anyway, now to the ones that I started feeling like, okay, ni nice. I like what Misimu Sero did with Misimu. These are different flowers. It just speaks for itself. Again, maybe kuna bias, but Passenger 555, Karun and Jinku, I think it sticks out.
The tiny astronaut.
Alafu it just sticks out. I think that's what I'd want an album to look like. So you in a stand out for that. Again, maybe the bias, but then
compromise. Yeah.
But Drags was very creative in terms of how ultimate tablets kunini your
kanaitanga Driggs.
Driggs.
Dear Romance. You akumbuke.
Got something.
Endelea.
Don't disrespect Njeri like that again. Sorry.
Uko compromised.
Dear Romance, you got.
Yeah, but then again, like
You kumbuki what it means, the S.
no, you got sweet.
Oh, okay.
How can I? No, but then like the whole project, what it talks about, alafu now tying it back to the album cover. I think once you listen to the project, the album makes sense. The cover kind of makes sense. But then ukishasikia the project ina feel like cheap, like okay.
Nilikuwa nikuulize how could find generic?
Yeah, and I find it generic, but like Saka ilikuwa nakwambia ni if I enjoy a project, then it's very easy to tie the album to it, because then now I have something to identify it as, with. So there was that. Alafu Peace Places, Kenyan Memories. Again, it's the same thing. Like once nimesikiza album, alafu niko like, okay, like the hands and the, like it just signifies that. So Mukweli from number 2 going down, easy would have just passed as like honorable mentions. But number 1, I think so. This is what I mean by kitu yenye sticks with you. Nilotic has a face, iko blurry. Like at first you don't know, like una try to understand why. Is this intentional? Is it
struggle nayo?
Struggle nayo
Mara ya
pia,
kwanza.
but then iko just
nature.
yeah, it's blurry, alafu, but you can see it's a face, alafu hapo nyuma like the red cover, you can tell it's like it's interesting to look at. So hata nikikumbuka any memorable projects, that's the first thing I go to, like in terms of album cover arts. I still don't, nimejaribu search online what hiyo story inamaanisha, but hakuna mse amemuuliza about the cover.
Tutamuuliza.
There we go.
Only here.
Yeah. So you it stands out. Like even before you listen to the project, I'm interested already to see, okay, what's the project about? Alafu, like again, it just helps that the project was phenomenal one day. So everything. And after listening to the project, I still have no idea inamaanisha nini. But like the face now, and then the blurriness, the color, enough feel too. Yes, that's the one. If anything, I think this is the only cover that I really loved, and it has no correlation to how the album sounded. But then having the album in a sound is just a plus to it. So yeah, I think that's it.
Kile tu nilikuwa nasema earlier, nilikuwa naangalia how the artwork looks like, so the visual aesthetic, the visual style, and then kuangalia how ina capture the essence of the project, kwa sababu artwork na the covers ni kama titles, ni kama a summary unajua of what you're getting into. So that's why we are having it there. You know your first interaction with this body of work. So this is the summary, this is it, this is what you're getting into. And kuona how your essence the project imekuwa captured, how it keeps tying back to the project. So nikuwa naangalia hiyo correlation from the point ya kuanzia the visual aesthetic, the visual style, na vile ina get back to the project, and the content of the work na vile ina relate to the same. My 5, and this one ilikuwa, there is something extraordinary, but there is a simple sort of collage painting style to it, and then it's the artist, and it's self-titled. So Lisa Odorno's project. So the colors really play nazo, the red, the yellow, the shades of black or blue and the like. And that is Nilisa in this side profile, and the project is self-titled, and you're getting kuna different shades and sides of Lisa. So nidi feel that is one. It's colorful. And then at number 4, I had Kucheza ya Unganisha. So Labdi akona a unique style as a visual artist. Ukiangalia pia cover za the artworks za their songs, how keep your style consistent. And so this is also nothing serious or mind-blowing, but he playful idea the figures kwa the artwork, and he playfulness also in the music and how it sounds, and sounds za band very very extraordinary. So this playfulness and the concept ya kucheza, kudance and kucheza, playfulness with the music nilifeel wali itie together to the artworks na pia ina establish their identity. So ukiangalia video zao, artworks zao, it's something that wana keep recurrent, so it keeps up the narrative ya who Unganisha is. Hapa I had Eternal Fire ya Ethan Muziki. So the face and vile wame intertwine na hizi sparks za moto ni very eye catching ukiangalia, eye catchy and then pia attention grabbing. From the word go, Eternal Fire imeandikwa, unaweza icheki from the onset. And the idea ya fire ya Ethan and the idea ya eternal fire, themes that zili come out through the project. Speaking of, no one had it kwa list yake.
I don't think
No one had it
iko kwa honorable mentions ya the nini ya covers for me.
No one had
but
it
ilikuwa
kwa.
na hiyo Eternal Fire kwa covers ndio. I think like
angeitoa na kuget na get leo nasema itoe. And pia ni something I think that Kenyan artists hawajui they can do.
Yeah, like,
usiweke jina,
like,
usiweke nini, unaweza
it's just it's just that
it's something that people can explore more of, because pia nani ana jina ya project Nyokabi.
Yeah, by the way, I think actually kwa hii list yangu wasi wangapi wako na
Brooklyn Therapy.
Okay, wachana hizi kwa chini man. Na jaribu kuangalia. Of course drugs
Ni alikuwa naye.
Yeah, but manager yako kwanza. My bad. But you got to the Kenyan, bro. What do you expect?
So Ethan Muziki. I think zika acha niangeleka liko na nini pia.
Okay.
Kwenye alieka
kwanza juu hapo.
Alieka juu then so to an extent it works. To an extent I completely get point yako, and then but then pia ina crack itself na pia yeye mwenyewe kuna vile hiyo fire ina consume, but pia ni fire yenye ina burn. So kuna hii idea ya a superhero sort of figure, but napenda vile the fire ina tie to the title.
Utashow screen, but on the second slide it's just like that.
Bila
niko like the first thing when I see that, niko like okay, this is interesting. Aina any text to it. I'm like okay, what's this all about? Alafu yeah.
But number phone kina nani? You better know. And then number 2 nimei mention Peace Places ya Nyokabi Karaoke. The artwork completely captures what that project is, and something nimenotice na Nyokabi Karaoke, which also other Kenyan musicians na creatives na singers, rappers etc can pick ni, so akona 2 projects thus far. Akona Peace Places, hiyo ni debut EP yake ya last year, and then a few weeks ago ametoa debut album yake called Feeling Body. And kwa these 2 projects ametumia artists for the artworks, so painters for those specific artworks, and sura yake iko kwa any of
take notes manze.
It pushes you creatively to find other ways of visually capturing what your project is about,
but
and
again,
communicating.
Also with her, I think kuweka sura yake itakuwa pointless, because why?
And pia for other artists kuna some projects they don't need your face
exactly,
the cover.
Exactly, but that's why I'm saying, like, I think and understand, like it's not important.
It doesn't add
it doesn't add to it actually. In fact, it takes away from the project.
And nilikuwa niseme even for hizi kazi zake hazihitaji sura yake. And ukiangalia Peace Places and ukiangalia Feeling Body ni a darker project, darker music, darker themes, the artwork ina capture. Ukiangalia Peace Places lighter, so the color reflects that the shades of white, yellow, blue, and these two birds, and then kuna mkono birds, and then kuna mkono, kuna plant pia somewhere msa
And I
anapeana.
feel like a full circle moment once umesikiza project
Yes.
alafu unarudi ku
Yes, definitely. Na pia hiyo concept ya hand of God tulidiscuss tukifanya review. We delved
After interview.
to delve into the idea and tukadiscuss the artwork, so check that video out usikize maoni yetu kuihusu. And this, as my number 1, is a project that tuli review, we debated kuhusu its execution, kuhusu its quality and everything that we look at kwa review zetu. Tuongelea ranking some projects pia kwa certain videos, which is something that we'll do. But as far as album covers that capture what an artist alikuwa ana intend, vile tu msaniki execution hakuifanya na hakuipeleka, and ilikuwa one of the most talked about covers of last year, just as an addition to the conversation. But the color schemes, the concept visually, na feel Anios walitumia photography vizuri. Heavy is the crown. That if Chimano would have matched lyrically what alikuwa na go for from start track 1 hadi 7, your idea Heavy is the crown, and they only play na the visual aesthetics, that right there would have been something. Unakandika unadai kupinga
Do hapana na jove inakaa, but it's very interesting. Maybe it's because I didn't enjoy the project.
Yeah, I know. This is exquisite work. Yo, this is
But then again, you don't feel like it's again. I get the whole it looks good, but it's the same, like generic, the same.
Na get point yako ni vile ina encapsulate your concept.
Yeah, but then
even
like,
with your sort of entrance or exit way that iko hapo nyuma.
But no, so my problem with such covers is if the project ingekuwa really vile umesema tu like
kama
ingekuwa ina tie to the project, angekuwa naongelea about how hizo struggles ama how heavy it is to bear the crown and what not, then ingekuwa like okay. But I see it,
because alikuwa nayo here. Because time alishare waswa alicheki, ili cause a lot of conversation, kulikuwa na excitement about the project, tulisikia, review, you can see our sentiments, feel whatever we are seeing here is something that ili carry over forward for the project.
Now that I think about it, do you have any Kenyan project like ukiona to the cover inakupeleka to that particular, not about the project really, but the cover to ni memorable in itself, like the cover in itself ni kama hii inaitwa nini, Good Kid Mad City, like ukiona hiyo gari
hiyo van
hiyo van uko like
hata umesema hivyo before maliza nikakumbuka nika notice Eternal Fire, sijui mbona zaifikiria before, but nime notice ina take from or ina borrow or ina remind of psychodrama. You know psychodrama? Unajua kuna mse una watch unajua psychodrama?
Dave Roger ndo alinema nisikize hii kitu.
You should. So this is the original ya kwanza.
But then again with your psychodrama pia inaniharibia tu.
The text. I don't know if there is. Oh, nini? All roads did home ya Traboli. I think ni one that has hiyo effect. Skullvilla iko na shock value because of the eye and the occult law theme going on.
Sijui mbona nafikiria tu rap.
Fikiria waimbaji. I would want to say 2020 ya Eric. Whenever I think about it, namwona amekaa hivi kwa hiyo ndaye, mkono iko nje.
Octo
Gani?
hiyo
Lamunite
ni mbovu. Sijui kwa jaribu nini na hiyo.
Which one? Jungle Fever?
Iko na collage hivi, I think kuna ameketi place fulani.
Because Jungle Fever ni yellow and then kuna
hiyo
lion.
inamaanisha, hiyo ndio hiyo ni hiyo.
Hana artworks that stand out like that. Next year ilikuwa some conversation just because of ilikuwa na bare chested women on the cover.
But then like mistaki more, I don't really care for the controversy in a cause. Me more like the impact iko nayo. Like it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Inaweza kuwa tu like a dot tu hapo. Ya Nyash ilikuwa gani? Before
Silikuwa ile theme ya cards.
Okay, no.
No, nothing special there.
Yeah. Because that kuongelea like the A-list artist.
Nothing.
It's sad bana, A-list artist hawana
Unashiki with what we've looked at Chimano. Ukiangalia wali pick from what they did with Midnight Train, because visually kuna hii high-end photography that they had kwa Midnight Train with the 4 members kwa hii train dressed beautifully.
Kakaze Osborne.
Yeah. But
But I don't know. But again, like boy bands, I don't really expect them to put that much effort into it. Because they are mostly just kwa cover.
I'm thinking she
yeah?
MDQ, hiyo concept ya motherboard, and then kuna hii artwork finally kuwa me go for in this consistent theme for the album. I think memorable, that one. Pia I love the album so much. Pia nimefikiria Human Condition LP yake ya way back akiwa na drum yake na drumsticks. I think people would mention that, but si ati ni anything special, but just because of moment ili capture katika career ya Muthoni. I don't know if Indigo ya Karun would count. The idea of purple and how ethereal ilikuwa in a feel. The cover.
What I don't type up on
kuna kwa comment section tuambie artworks that stand out for you. I wanted to listen to this album only because of the title. Only because of the title. Nilifind kukuwa an intriguing title, but because of my prior experiences
well, I don't think would happen and nimesikiza.
Hey. Irauka alivow to never.
Someone anaweza kuwa interested kwa na album cover yake.
Irauka alivow to never. What was it called? Death what?
Gani
ya kwanza ilikuwa na death something kwa jina, kwa title.
Hii hapa?
Hii
sijui. Ilikuwa unaongelea ingine.
Hapana. Cause kuna project release ilikuwa na
najua hii ingine ni Nairobi sasa.
Hiyo ni wanted in Nairobi. Alikuwa na the follow up to that.
Mbona tuna waste time hapa bana. But mseneza kwa interested kuona concept yake unaweza kwa Mao. Just to see.
I think MFN also nothing special, nothing mind blowing, lakini in terms of narrative ya vulnerability ya Mao inai translate na hiyo idea ya the flower and how inabadilisha una get how tuna view hiyo artwork. And then pia nimefikiria Michelle Gatry Sky Up Above. Nimefikiria Sky Up Above. Nimefikiria Sky Up Above. We're talking about Mao, nimefikiria Sky Up Above most definitely.
Actually, Sky Up Above
and it feels like the artwork feels the music feels like the artwork.
Out of all the concepts alikuwa nazo, like all the it makes sense.
My honorable mentions for last year nilikuwa na Yonika ya Jumadi, hiyo na hiyo Camel and Footsteps, na kuna bahari hapo. And tukifanya the review, I mentioned it, alikuwa na a detailed breakdown of the vision behind the artwork. Go check it out. I might put it also here as well, so unaweza isoma because the video isome. And kuwa na intention, unaweza cheki pia kwa the project. I had Nilotic of course, Balisha izungumzia. Just so you know, I have a vinyl of Nilotic. I just don't talk and listen to this music on Spotify or Apple. Nilikuwa na Maliza Roho 1, and this one is just because of the colors. The red, the blue.
Honorable mentions yangu.
The red, the blue, and au kukua kwa hii idea ya reflection and healing and trap on akili na akili kwa meshikilia kwa mkono. So but mostly for the colors and the style of art. Nilikuwa na Time Machine, Rasa More, ushaiongelea. As you said, inaweza pia kuwa too much bila mezipanga. And then as I said kwa the review, pia Katuchimano, I really wish ange get into that concept lyrically. Na apasui idea ya Time Machine, we spoke about it. And then pia the photography ikue sort of maybe more adventurous, kuwe na more artistic value added to that.
More minimalistic way ya
kuifanya. Nilikuwa na Super Mario, and this one is because the miniature characters kwa the artwork, and then your pile of garbage that wamesimamia juu. So ilikuwa how wali play with the colors, any sort of glowing idea that they went with, but mostly ni kwa sababu it captures the story ya concept ya struggle that we hear in the project, and then their triumph. But out here they didn't delve much into your concept in a flowing manner. And then Papa says photography as well, to iconic photography, maybe the color, maybe azini na ukweli, the color the color. They did something with that.
That's how you
and unasikia duality maybe inajitokeza kwa the way they edited that photo.
But even,
and it's Zinia ni sura yake.
Even Zinia hiyo project yake ya kwanza, ni gray, black and white,
falling apart.
Ni again see stand out, but
hizo ndizo zilikuwa my
BT yako na project yote
ones. Actually, speaking of astronauts, ukitaja Passenger 555, kuna project alifanya in 2020 or 19. Ilikuwa mixtape. Ilikuwa mixtape na ilikuwa na alikuwa kwa cover.
Okay, of course.
Concept. It's called Concept. Concept Volume 1. Na anawakia an EP called Pink PM. So it should be coming out. I've reviewed some of those tracks. The 2 tracks anyway, Pretty Overload na Personal kwa mziki ya wiki.
I think going forward, tuongelea now the album, like art and how it ties.
Na nikiona my list, some of the others that siku mention that nilikuwa nazo, kulikuwa na Green Room, kulikuwa na Colorman, na kulikuwa na Passenger 555 that sijataja. Any other malizia final thoughts?
No, I think it's something yenye artists wanafaa put much thought into, because I think part of the thing that makes an album or project iconic ni like what people remember it by. So inaweza kuwa, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but it tie well to the project, like inaweza kuwa to like even a cup, but then if it ties to the project completely, then your cup ina make so much sense.
Inakuwa kitu ingine different.
Inakuwa like nikifikiria like
so speaking of faces, Kendrick Dam venye huko ameka,
but yeah, exactly, yeah. But anyway, I think pia ni unfair kutumia Kendrick, but then that's just
but yes.
yeah, that's what it is, manze. Hakuna two ways about it, because tukiangalia like every top tuongelee maybe hip hop artist, Eminem, ukiangalia hiyo how ali grow up, hiyo album ina stick out tu iko hapo. Yeah, Hove akona so many, iko hadi ile shoot alifanya hizo album zake, but kuna tu hizi albums ina stick out and you're like I think ini for every gets out, hebu tuangalia for like maybe not non hip hop, so R&B
James gonna faces
do like just memorable. No, but
would you need Renaissance?
Maybe I just don't like her. But
Rihanna.
Do
didn't like the art.
Do our kwanza they get away with a lot, but they're good. Like the album is good. I love the album.
Onani faces, Adele pia fanyanga faces for 20.
In fact, hata tusiongelea R&B ndio jam sai.
Utakasirika. Unajua wewe R&B unajua.
They get away with a lot. But yeah, but basically manze, I think
tunafaa kufanya sasa kwa hii series bado ya covers wa video ya tunaangalia iconic covers that zimekuwa na faces za wasanii both internationally and then huku as well. Some that stand out for us. Umesema Mark Miller.
yeah.
Yaani kwa nafikiria swimming earlier tukiongea.
Zote
nafikiria swimming amekaa na suti and then you
man, unaona tu wewe unakuwa excited manze.
So we shall do more of this. We shall definitely do more of this. This was fun to discuss. Na tutafanya with the crew as well to discuss more artworks. Definitely. Kama uko na any, unaweza adisia kwa comment section zile una feel ni worth mentioning. Feel free kuongezea uko na any other. Na pia interestingly kuna video pia nilicheki I think last week or so, kuna msali alikuwa anaongelea album covers. So I think it's called a video about album art ama kitu kama hiyo. I might share the link kwa description ama itakuwa imepop up. Check either of those na utaipata.
So review gospel albums requires
kama gani?
Album art.
Mtakubali.
Everyone is catching.
Yeah, no one is safe.
Tunafaa kufanya actually top African artists
and their artwork.
Yeah, and the artwork. Wizkid ilikuwa like simple but I like it.
Yes, and some again.
Yeah. Simple but I like it. Msana kwa na terrible album covers ni Drake. But they're so bad they don't stand out.
Kupenda halos. na CLB. Na CLB. Nini, did you love cover ya Don FM?
Don FM ni?
Yeah, The Weeknd. Ukicheki?
Hii iko na face yake?
This one.
I don't have
Huna any.
Yes, name feeling to.
Honestly never mind is bad. This.
What album is not? What? Zote ziko okay, views maybe, but hata views I make sense. I think favorite ni ile mbona sasa hiyo album kila
Ile
time my
mtoi.
favorite.
Yeah, oh my god. It's not your favorite basi.
No, my favorite ni Scorpion. But like, I think
Ni sura yake.
his best ni Dude, but nimekumbuka kitu. Hope pia kuna terrible album covers.
444 was just minimalist. 444 Reasonable Doubt, Black Album,
Zote tu,
American Gangster. Nani, the Beatles have some psychedelic stuff that they were going for. Obviously kuna the famous Nirvana cover.
You know,
Yeah, that's
that one for finding Ed Sheeran.
Nah.
Plus.
Ed Sheeran. So we shall do more of this most definitely. Na tuzungumzie more covers na tuchambue hizi Sanaa more and more. Obviously, and hata the Beatles kuna Abbey Road, of course, as one of the most iconic covers that ever was. Anyway, that tumefika mwisho hii video. It's been a long one, but more fun videos are coming your way. Shukran sana kwa kuwatch.
Unafaa criticize thumbnail ya video. Does it capture the essence?